Hello everybody and welcome to Enjoy TV. My name is Brian.
And I'm Hetty.
Hi Hetty.
Hello.
Well, today we're going to talk about going to the doctor and specifically going to a clinic. Now, what is a clinic?
But it's different than a hospital, right?
Right.
It's smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah. 所以我们在台湾才讲说，医院跟诊所是不一样的。比如说医院我们讲 hospital， 诊所我们讲的是所谓的 clinic。
Right, and there's all sorts of clinics everywhere that you go. You see people lined up in front of clinics, wanting advice about their problems.
Okay, advice 我们讲都是咨询一些意见。我们当身体有什么问题的时候 we search for advice.
Right, and you can also say an opinion, getting a doctor's opinion.
Okay, 所以 opinion 跟 advice 是很类似的东西，都是寻求一些意见的协助。
Right, now, what could happen is you go to one doctor and you get an opinion, some advice, and maybe you don't like it because it's serious and scary, or you think maybe it's not true.
Yeah.
So what would you do?
Sometimes we'll go to the clinic and for a second advice or a second opinion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly, and that's the title of today's video lesson, Second Opinion.
Okay. 刚刚Brian 的意思是说，当我们去一些医院或者诊所，当我们不喜欢，就是不是说不喜欢，而是说觉得医生给我们的意见可能有一点我们自己觉得好像不是很 OK， 不是很恰当的时候，我们可能会再找下一个医生去问他的意见。So that's called second opinion or second advice.
Right. Well, now that we know what a second opinion is, let's take a look at today's dialogue.
让我们看一下今天的对话。
The dialogue 情境对话
Why have you come to see me, James?
I'm here because I want a second opinion about my condition.
What seems to be the problem?
The other day, I went to my family doctor for a regular checkup, and she said that I needed to have my tonsils taken out.
I'd like to take a look, so I need you to open your mouth and say ah. Your tonsils are really swollen. How often do they swell up?
Every few months or so? Is that bad?
It's not good. If I were you, I'd take your family doctor's advice and have them removed as soon as you can schedule it.
Thanks. I appreciate your honest opinion.
The explanation 内文讲解
Well, as you've just seen, James has a problem. So, James has gone to consult with a doctor.
Okay. So we can say consult a doctor or consult with a doctor.
Right. Basically the same. I guess you could say that consult a doctor is like see a doctor. You can also consult a lawyer.
Consult a lawyer.
If you have a legal
Problem.
law problem.
Yeah.
Just means see the lawyer, see the doctor. Consult with, basically talk with.
Okay, that's very clear. Okay, we can see consult 就是代表咨询的意思，咨询的意思。但是我们可以用及物或是不及物的用法。比如说，像医生的话，我们可以讲说 consult a doctor 或是 consult with a doctor 都可以。但是我们通常讲 consult， 我们是在讲跟比较高阶的人谈话，我们就直接讲 consult a doctor or consult a lawyer。我们这样跟医生谈话或是跟律师谈话。但是 consult with 就是基本上就是在讲一般的讲话，一般 just like talk right？、所以就是代表说我们一直在讲话的意思，就是跟平辈讲话，我们可以用 consult with。但是呢，我们在美式的英文的时候比较常用 consult with。
Right, and you can consult a dictionary, look at the dictionary, but you can't really consult with a dictionary because the dictionary
talk
can't
to it.
talk back to you and you can't talk to it.
Yeah, that's right.
So let's go to see what James is talking to the doctor about. Let's look at the first actual line of the dialogue. Doctor says, "Why have you come to see me, James?"
So why we said have in here?
Yeah, that's a good point. It's really the same way, the same thing as why did you come to see me? It's just a different way of saying it. Another example, why did Bob leave the room? You could say, why has Bob left the room?
OK， 其实在这边 have 其实它只是一个很口语的讲法，所以我们也可以换成 did. Why did you come to see me, James? That's also the same, right?
Yes.
OK.
Exactly. Yeah, just a slightly different way of saying it.
OK.
So, of course, the doctor wants to know why his patient is here, and his patient should know the problem, so he asks James, why have you come to see me, James? James says, well, I'm here because I want a second opinion about my condition. We've got a couple of things here. First, we talked about second opinion. So we kind of know what that means.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It's called 再一次的咨询，或是咨询意见。Right. So we talk about my condition. What does condition mean?
Oh, well, yeah, that's an interesting word in this case. Your condition means, in this case, it means your problem, your medical problem.
OK， 在这里我们指的 condition 是指你的病情病况，但是呢，其实 condition 我们是表示人或是东西的状态，所以我们比较常见的用法是 be in good condition 或是 be in perfect condition， 就代表状态很好，或是我们不好的时候呢，我们可以讲说 be in poor condition 或是 be in terrible condition， 就代表状况很差，非常的不好。但是比如说我们讲例句的部分，我们可以看说 the house is in a generally poor condition， 就代表说这栋房子普遍说起来屋况很差。
Right. And that's exactly, we do use condition like that for things, like you looking for a used sofa. Well, this sofa's in good condition. I'll buy this sofa because it's good. It's not broken and ripped, and it's good condition. Usually we don't say, I'm in good condition, or the doctor wouldn't say, you're in good condition. But we do talk about medical problems and conditions. So somebody could be in the hospital in serious condition, which means that they're really hurt and they have a problem.
OK， 所以我们大部分都讲说，那个 condition 是代表状态状况，可是通常我们都会讲说医学的部分呢，我们讲到就是所谓的你的身体的状况。你的身体好或是不好，通常我们不会讲说 I'm in a good condition， 我们不会讲说我的状况很好，不可能，医生也不会告诉你说你的状况很好，而是通常都会你住院或怎么样 in a serious condition， 就代表你的状况很严重了，所以状况我们是这样子用的。
Right, so that's in a special situation that we talk about people being in good condition or severe or serious condition. And in this case, it's a little different because we're talking about a person's condition being a medical problem. Now, the doctor wants to know what the condition is. So, he says, next line, he says, well, what seems to be the problem? He wants to know what the condition that James is talking about.
But we are talking about seems to be.
Right. Right. You want to know why does he say seems to be?
Yeah.
Right. Good question. Good question. Seems to be is another word for appear to be, look to be, or in this case, feel to be.
Okay.
Now, it's a kind of a polite way of saying it in one sense. The doctor can say, well, what's the problem?
But it's too straight.
It's kind of like too direct.
Yeah.
And this is a little more indirect, a little softer.
In a polite way.
Yeah.
OK，
Right.
所以说 what seems to be the problem 这边是医生当然会用比较婉转一点的方式来问你，当然不会问说 what's the problem， 不会直接这样问你，那医生就会用比较婉转的方式 what seems to be the problem。
Right. Yeah. And also, I guess James might not know what the problem is, so it's also, a little bit like that. What appears to be your problem, do you know? Right. So now we go to the next line. Well, James says, well, the other day, yesterday, the day before, I went to my family doctor for a regular checkup. And she said that I needed to have my tonsils taken out.
OK， the other day 说某一天就是随便一天 ，I went to my family doctor， 就是所谓的家庭医生 for a regular checkup。主要 regular 我们这边讲说是一般的 checkup， 就所谓的健康检查。And she said that I needed to have my tonsils taken out. Tonsil, what's tonsil?
Well, I'm going like this, but they're actually inside, and they're really kind of in here. They are. If you open up your mouth. If you still have your tonsils, you can maybe see them if you open wide up. They're in your throat, and they're like little balls, I think, on the side here. And a lot of people get them taken out when they are children, but not everybody. I still have my tonsils. Would you like to see?
No, that's okay. Okay, tonsil 我们这边讲的是扁条线的意思。那我们这边还有一个重点就是 have something。加上过去分词，就是使某件东西被怎么样讲过去式。比如说 I had my hair cut yesterday， 我昨天去剪了头发。
You did?
No, actually no.
Right, that's a good point. To have something done. Right. And so let's take a look at what the doctor says next. Okay, he says, well, I'd like to take a look. So I need you to open your mouth. Tonsils are in the mouth. And say, your tonsils are really swollen. How often do they swell up? Right, so the doctor's looking into his mouth and he sees that they are swollen. Is maybe not that big, but they're bigger than usual. They're swollen. They swell up.
Okay, but we see the word swell. Swell and swollen, that's different.
Yes. Swell is the present tense verb, right? Swollen is the past participle, right? Adjective, I guess, really.
Yeah. OK， 我们讲 swell, swelled, swollen， 就代表现在式跟过去式还有过去分词。这个过去分词的变化比较不一样。比如说我们讲说 her arm was beginning to swell up when a bee had stung her。当她的手背被蜜蜂叮咬的地方就开始肿起来了，所以要记起来这个动词的三态有的时候比较不一样。
Right. So if it swells up, it gets bigger, and it's not a natural thing to happen, but it is natural because it's your body's response, but it's not something you like. It usually hurts.
好，那 James 他就回答说 ，Every few months or so, is that bad？ 他这边讲说大概几个月一次吧，这样很糟糕吗 ？Or so 我们这边讲的是大约、大概的意思 ，about few months, every few months, about 大概跟 about 是差不多的意思。但是呢，我们今天还有一个小单元让我们解释更多的 or so 的意思。So let's check our tips in use today for more information.
Tips in use 重点解析。
大家好，我们又到了 Tips in Use 的单元，我是 Sherman。今天呢，我们要讲的是大约、大概的用法。那这边呢，本文我们看到的是 every few months or so 中的 or so， 它的意思呢，就是指大约的意思。那它意思呢，相当于 around 或者是 about。不过呢 ，about 跟 around 呢，它必须要放在数字的前面。所以，比如说2个礼拜，大约2个礼拜，我们会说 around 2 weeks， 或者是 about 2 weeks 的用法。好，那我们来看一下下面的例句。They had to wait an hour or so for the delivery to arrive。好 ，they had to 代表的是他们必须要怎么样呢 ？Wait 后面加原形动词，等待 an hour 1个小时 or so 就是指大约1个小时之后呢，他们的快递delivery 快递才会到 arrive。好，那我们来看第二个例句，这个就是用 around 的用法了。They were around 1,000 people in the parade。 好，这里就是指那里有大约1000的人，参加了什么呢？参加了这次的 parade 游行。那我们也可以这样说喽 ，There were around 1,000 people in the parade。这句话呢，你也可以变成 There were 1,000 people or so in the parade。好，所以大约也有1000的人参加这场游行。好，所以呢，我们可以看到这个字 around、about， 它也可以等于用法用 or so， 只是 or so 放在句后面，而 around 跟 about 呢要放在数字之前。不知道大家清楚了没有？我们下次见，谢谢。
The explanation 内文讲解。
So, James is telling the doctor about his condition, his problem with the tonsils. And every few months or so, they swell up. The doctor says it's not good. If I were you, I'd take your family doctor's advice and have them removed as soon as you can schedule it.
Okay, so it's not good 代表说其实这是不好的。If I were you， 如果我是你的话，但是这是一个假设用法，因为我永远不可能会变成你，所以 if I were you， 我们这边用的是were 这个字当动词。I'd take your family doctor's advice， 我会怎么样？因为我是假设用法，所以我们这边的就是代表 would 的意思，所以 I would take your family doctor's advice， 我会怎么样呢？我会采取你家庭医生的意见 ，advice 是指意见，但是我们常常会用的动词来代是指 take somebody's advice， 我们会讲说采取某个人的意见，但是呢 advice， 但是通常它是指建议的意思，它是一个集合名词，它是不可数的 ，so it's uncountable, right?
Advice is definitely uncountable. Don't say advices. He gave me some advices. Oh, don't say.
OK， 所以我们绝对不可以在 advice 后面加 s， 所以我们会讲说一则建议，我们会讲说 a piece of advice， 我们讲一则建议，一些建议我们讲 some advice， 我们不可以讲 some advices。
No.
Okay, so let's continue and have them removed as soon as you can schedule it. Removed something from 比如说我们讲说 remove A from B， 我们是说将 A 从 B 里面移除。比如说我们讲说 How can I remove this oil stain from my shirt？ 我要怎么样才可以把我衬衫上这块油渍给洗掉呢？所以 remove A from B is remove something from something， 就是把某些东西移除掉。那我们再来讲说 schedule 是在讲说列入一个计划或是列入一个时间表。Schedule， 我们讲说 The rehearsal is scheduled for 9 a.m. on Saturday， 所以这个彩排呢是指礼拜六早上9点举行的。
So the doctor has given him his opinion, some advice. And James, well, what does James say about that opinion the doctor just gave him? James says, thanks, I appreciate your honest opinion. Well, he likes it in the sense that he's thankful for the opinion. He might not like the news, but he appreciates the honesty of the doctor.
OK， 所以代表说，其实医生还是告诉他说，我建议你还是采取你家庭医生的建议，就是还是排个时间，把你的扁桃腺给手术给拿掉。那 James 就回答他说 ，Thanks, I appreciate your honest opinion， 就代表说非常谢谢你。I appreciate 是感激的意思 ，appreciate your honest opinion，honest 就代表很诚实的意思 ，opinion 就是意见，所以 I appreciate your honest opinion 就代表说我非常非常感谢你给我一个非常非常诚实、非常真实的一个忠告。
Right. Well, that finishes this lesson. Thanks for watching, but we have a few more things to talk about, right?
Yeah, we talk about advice in this dialogue. So 我们今天不停的看到 advice 这个字的出现，所以我们还有一个小小的单元来帮你们解释一下，帮大家解释一下 advice 这个字要怎么用呢 ？So let's see our tips and use today for more information.
Tips and use 重点解析。
那我们现在要谈的呢，是表示建议或者是忠告的用法。那么采纳某人的忠告呢，我们会用 take 加上所有格，再加上 advice， 或者是我们会用 follow 加上所有格，再加上 advice。此外呢 ，advise A-D-V-I-S-E 这个字呢，我们表示建议，它是一个及物动词。好的，那我们来看一下例句。 Terry gave me a good piece of advice on how to work more efficiently. 好，那这句话呢，意思就是指 Terry 给予我一个 a good piece of， 就是一则很好的 advice， 很好的一则建议。那怎么样的建议呢 ？On how to work more efficiently， 好，让我们工作的好如何更有效率。那另外呢，还有另外一个动词，我们叫做 advise，advise，它表示一种建议，它是一个及物动词哦。那我们来看一下它的例句吧。The doctor advised my father not to drink too much。好，那么医生呢 advised， 这边就是指建议，建议谁呢 ？My father 建议我爸爸不要喝太多的酒。好，这边的 not to drink 就是不要喝太多的酒。好的，那以上呢，这就是我们的 tips in use 的用法，希望大家都可以了解了。拜拜。
Words and phrases 单字片语
Number 1. Consult with. I will consult with my lawyer before taking further action.
Number 2. Condition. The roof needs fixing because it is in terrible condition.
Number 3. Seem to. Anne always seems to know what I am thinking.
Number 4. Regular. Mark makes regular visits to his parents' house every weekend.
Number 5. Swollen. Luke put an ice pack on his swollen ankle.
Number 6. Swell up. One side of Nick's face swelled up after his tooth was pulled.
Number 7. Remove. Kate tried to remove the red wine on her dress with a wet napkin.
Number 8. Schedule. The meeting is scheduled for Tuesday morning.
Extra words.
Number 1. Second opinion.
Number 2. Checkup.
Number 3. Tonsil.
The dialogue 情境对话
Why have you come to see me, James?
I'm here because I want a second opinion about my condition.
What seems to be the problem?
The other day, I went to my family doctor for a regular checkup. And she said that I needed to have my tonsils taken out.
I'd like to take a look, so I need you to open your mouth and say ah. Your tonsils are really swollen. How often do they swell up?
Every few months or so? Is that bad?
It's not good. If I were you, I'd take your family doctor's advice and have them removed as soon as you can schedule it.
Thanks. I appreciate your honest opinion.
Just for fun 趣味英文
Jack and Drucka, a 15-year-old's medical breakthrough. Jason and Drucka had an idea. He figured out a way to diagnose a very dangerous form of cancer faster, cheaper, and better than any existing method. The amazing thing about this is that Andrucka was only 15 years old. Andrucka's idea was to use a specially treated strip of paper to detect chemicals in the blood that show cancer is present. He focused on pancreatic cancer, which only 5% of people recover from. Each strip of paper used to detect cancer only costs 3 cents, which is 26,000 times cheaper than what doctors do today. It was also 100% effective and could be done with only a tiny drop of blood. Andrucka surely has a bright future ahead. 我们今天看到了这一个15岁的一个非常奇妙的少年。OK， 他的一个医疗上面的一个突破，他想出的一个方法呢，是使用一个试纸 ，OK， 一个特制的一个试纸，然后就可以测出我们血液当中的一些化学的成分。OK， 那这个当中呢，我们可以看到这个成分是可以显示你身上有癌症的病因这个因子在所以这个是我们现在呢一些医疗上面还没办法用这么简单这么便宜的方式。我们刚刚有看到了，它是使用了这个才3分钱的这样的一个试纸，就能够测验出这样的一个结果是现代医学所做不到的。所以它只要稍微滴一滴血液，就可以在试纸上面显现出你是否有得到了这个癌症。OK， 这就是今天的医疗小常识。